Hey everybody, it's me Lucas LDG. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO Star Wars The Mandalorian Boba Fett Starship set, which is technically Boba Fett Slave 1, except they just renamed it. This is the new model design from 2021. This has two minifigures, which are of course the Mandalorian and the Boba Fett, which is the new Boba Fett design. This isn't like the one from the older Star Wars sets. So let's begin. So the first minifigure we'll be taking a look at is Boba Fett. This is, of course, the new design from The Mandalorian and also from the Book of Boba Fett. Yes, this is the same figure as the other Boba Fett sets. You can see that this time the armor generally has changed. I mean, the color is different. I mean, of course, still is Mandalorian armor, although it's now in a darker green. However, it is inconsistent with the rest of it, like with the jetpack and the helmet, because the color is incorrect. It's supposed to be a darker green because it's that's how it is in the new show, which is unfortunate that they didn't change it. Like, they could have simply just changed like the printing and stuff. It would have been really nice. It would have made this perfect because like you can even see that he has arm printing and everything with all this tubing and stuff. It's perfect, but then when you get to the colors of the jetpack and the helmet, and when it's inaccurate, it kind of ruins it. But yeah, it's still a great figure though. You can see some really nice detailing all over the armor. You can see his blaster is basically that same Galaxy Squad blaster, except now they have like a lightsaber hilt attached to it. His helmet is the same Mandalorian like helmet to it, although it has a different design to it. You can see there is some darker green splashed onto there, as well as some more extra marks on the printing over there. He also does have a rangefinder here, which you can also lower down. And his face print underneath is a new Boba Fett face print design, more accurate to the one from the Mandalorian show where he has more scars and stuff. And yes, that is it for this minifigure. Our next minifigure is the Mandalorian, and at least that's what it says in the box, but his real name is Din Djarin. You can see that this is basically the same Mandalorian Beskar design that we've been getting for quite a while now. Although it's still a really nice figure because I really do love the color scheme with the silver and stuff. It's really shiny and I really love it. And you can see all those nice details on there. Even also some nice side arm printing. His accessories are just this regular short blaster as well as his Mandalorian spear. His helmet is the more lighter silver kind of design that we get for Beskar Mandalorian. And you can see underneath it's just a plain black head. And you can see his cape. It's still the same cape. And you can also see some printing on the back over there. And that is it for the figures of the set. Let's take a look at the builds. So there are actually two builds to this set. There's actually this cart here, which this little maintenance cart, as well as the build for the Slave 1. Let's take a look at the maintenance cart first, and because it kind of connects to the Slave 1 itself, literally. So let's take a look at this cart first, which you can see it's pretty basic build, although it's still a nice maintenance cart build, which we do get these maintenance carts quite a bit in LEGO Star Wars, although it has a nice design to it. You can see that there's just a spot here for a minifigure, as well as, I wouldn't say these are control panels, but just some nice, I guess, like another brick here, plus like some lights here, as well as on the back. And there are these little sticks right here, control sticks that you can have a minifigure hold, and you can control them there. And then here, it's just kind of this white strip, which doesn't really do much, although you can see it comes into context with the actual build of the Slave 1. You can see here is a ladder here, which is just connected to this little clip here on the side. And you can move that up and down. So I guess you can help, load in your figure there, although it doesn't really reach. But yeah, this actually kind of connects in a way to the actual build of the Slave 1, because this little strip of bricks here, you can actually rest the Slave 1 there, and the ladder is supposed to go right underneath this sand green brick right here, and will rest in between these two other pieces right here. And the ladder just holds onto there. And you can see it actually does allow you to be able to display your Slave 1 build design, which look, it's pretty cool, although it's kind of unstable. Like, if you just a light touch and it's gonna fall off. So I don't know, I would suggest, I mean, if you like to display this, I would suggest just, I don't know, getting a different stand build, or like something that's more stable. And I wouldn't suggest using this because, I don't know, it's kind of unstable. Moving on from that side build, let's take a look at the main build for our Slave 1, which you can see it's a smaller design from the other Boba Fett Slave 1s that we've gotten. In 2019 we got one that's much bigger, but this one's much cheaper, much smaller, much more compact, but it still is able to maintain a lot of the main details of the actual Slave 1 build. The only big problem I would say is just this cockpit area, because there's like a gap in between, as you can see right there. So like with the cockpit, so you can see it's just a minor complaint, honestly. It's not that big of a problem, but I don't know, still doesn't really look entirely great. So starting up here on the back of the ship, you can see that there is a bit of red here, just like on the main base, and then there's mostly green and gray on this little area up here. You can see here, there's actually kind of like a hatch here that you just lift up. It's on a Technic pin, and inside you can actually hold in a carbonite brick here, which just slides on there. It doesn't go on any studs, actually. It just stays on there, and you can see that brick here has a sticker of a Gamorrean guard, I believe, which is just basically him in carbonite. It's just one long brick. It's different from the carbonite mold that we got in the other sets. And you can see it's just a really empty space here. You can also store some accessories. You just have to remove the brick here, and you can easily close that up. And on this side, there's a lot of, I guess, like smooth out detailing and a lot of curves, which I do like to make it look nicer. And there is actually some stickers from like some damage detailing, it seems like it. Moving up to the middle part of the ship, you can see this is where the quote-unquote wings are on, which these are just attached through Technic pins here, right here, which actually that looks pretty good. I actually do really like how that looks. And you can't exactly like keep them in place because it actually rotates whichever way you angle the slave one, so you can like move it up and down. It will also follow. And yes, that feature is the same on both sides. It just connects to this little Technic little structure right here, which just goes under these bricks, which is nice. I really do love how there is a lot of Technic here, although they do their best, Lego does their best to like actually cover it up, because this entire structure up here, like of this area right here, the green parts, the cockpit section, that's all on Technic pieces, and it's very stable, so you can really hold on to the set from here, which I do like. And this is how the set looks from the back, or not really from the back, I guess you could say from the back, or like from the top, which you can see some more stickers here, and it's continuing that red and gray color scheme up here, and actually it does look really good. It looks pretty good from all angles, which I do like. Now moving on to the top section, you can see that here at the bottom area, or quote unquote the bottom, I guess, or like the left side, I guess, of the top section, has these little cannons right here, which don't really shoot, but it does look pretty good, like as a display piece, which you can move those, although they don't really do anything, although it just looks nice, which I do like. And up here, we actually have these pieces, a lot of these curved pieces, which I do really like, which gives off a nice feel to the slave one. It makes the structure really nice. And you do have some two stickers here, which are kind of annoying to put on because like you have to put it around the thing, which is kind of annoying to do. I kind of wish they just printed that, but oh well. Right next to that are these stud shooters, which you literally just press this thing and the stud will shoot, which I don't want to do that because it can easily get lost. But yeah, that's basically how it works. It's basically just a regular stud shooter once again, which doesn't look too bad, although I don't know, I could see some people getting annoyed with that because it just looks kind of jarring how it's just sticking out of the side when it's not really supposed to be like that. Moving on to the cockpit section, you can easily just lift it up like that, and inside you have a seat for one minifigure. In this case, it's Boba Fett. There is a control panel that you could put here, and actually the way the figure is positioned, it's going to be a little bit interesting because it's not like normally you'd have to like sit him down like this. You actually have to sit him down horizontally, and it just attaches to this area right here. And you actually have to put down the rangefinder because if not, it's not going to be able to close all the way. And you can have Boba Fett sitting there, and then you close the cockpit, because that's really how the ship flies. The ship really flies in this kind of angle, although it doesn't really make sense that the control panel's on his head and that there's no control panel like here on the bottom, which is kind of weird. But I don't know, it's kind of inconsistent, but oh well, what could you do, right? And taking a look at the at the back of the actual build, you can actually see the whole framework actually on how the set is built. You can see all the structuring and stuff, and they actually do put a little bit of an effort to actually have a little bit of detailing for the underside of the ship. You can see that they actually have these flat tiles here. They even have these pieces which are normally used for like hinges and stuff, and even have these clips or like handlebars, which don't really do anything, but it just adds to the detail, as well as this tile here, which once again comes into play with the stand feature to it. And you can also see some engines, which are just represented by these orange pieces, which you have these 6 studs here, and then these orange what are these called again, bumper tiles up here to represent the engines. There's also a Technic beam here right at the top, which you can lift up. There isn't any storage here, but it actually works as a handle for the ship, so you can actually have you fly around in the area, which that works pretty well. You can move it around as well, which I do like, which it's pretty stable actually. I really like how there's a lot of Technic here, but there's also a lot of bricks, and those bricks are able to stay together, and it's got a very strong framework. I really do like that. And I believe they actually had this handle feature in the 2019 Save 1 set, so that's pretty cool that they brought it back. But yeah, that's really it for the build of the set. Let's take a look at the box, and I will give you guys my final thoughts. So here is the front of the box, which you can see it kind of has a background of the planet, although there is really not much going on. You can see on the side there is some of that nice artwork here, and yes, it does carry on that really nice greeble detail, like these brick detailings for the box art, which I do like. And you can see on the back it does show some play features of the set, which we just took a look at. So overall, I think that the set is actually really awesome. Like, the build of the Slave 1 is great. It's absolutely awesome. I really love how it turned out. It's really fun to play with, and despite its smaller size, it still has a lot of the play features to it, and it works really well. Like, there isn't really anything that I say that like is lacking for the play features and stuff, and even the details are really, really good. The only downside to it is that there is a gap like in the cockpit section, which is a very minor complaint, but I still kind of wish they were able to fix that. I think the actual build of the Save 1 is great. The feature for the stand is fun, and it's kind of creative, although it's just really unstable. So like, if you were going to display this on a shelf, like my shelf here, I wouldn't suggest using this kind of stand, because it's really unstable, and if it falls, it's gonna break, and it's gonna knock over a bunch of your other sets, which is definitely something you don't want. So I don't know, I kind of wish they figured a different way out, or you could just have it just slide down like that, but that's kind of lame, right? One more complaint though is with the minifigures. I think the Mandalorian figure is fine, although Boba Fett, the main problem, like, I really love the design, although the main problem is that the color scheme of the helmet and the jetpack, you can see right there, it's inaccurate, because like it doesn't match with the new design, where the armor is supposed to be like a darker green, but the helmet and the jetpack is the same color with the more sand green, which is inaccurate. And I kind of wish you were able to change that, because I don't think it would cost that much to just change the color of a printing. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's just one of the bigger complaints that I have. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for this set. I think the build's pretty awesome. The minifigures are pretty good, although they could be improved on a little bit. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!